with tickets to see T-Pain at ACL Live.
What's up, everybody? It's Freedom Friday, and your girl's driving to Dallas in the rain on a Friday. Why? Because massive change, right? Because I have a show I'm going to do on Saturday. That's why, right? So, part of why I'm doing this one today is the title says How to Become a Millionaire in a Year. Now, many people are going to say, this is clickbait, man. Erica out here clickbaiting us. No. It's not clickbait. It's possible. I've met people. I've met massive people who've done massive change. But guess what? It's going to require what? Change. What do people hate? Change. You've even seen people in the comments. You saw me bring on Kendra yesterday. They bought a couple rentals and they were ready to go out the door, peace out, retire. Right? It didn't take a ton. Now, I'm going to say something that's not surprising. Many of you have been telling me you've been wanting to do something for 5 to 7 years now. Now, let's be really honest. The two quickest ways if you want to go get a truck is go get pre-qualified and then go buy one and be done with it. Same when it comes to real estate. Charm City Buyers got all the monies. If you would like some monies, DM Charm City Buyers ASAP today. What you have to understand is you doing the same things is not possible. I brought on Kendra yesterday to show you that a lot of people be like, well, how many rentals she got? What's she do all day? She got a baby. She's retired. I mean, and what happens is we throw complications into the system, right? If I sit here and say, are you pre-approved? Have you looked up the area you want to invest in? Oh no, Erica, but I read all these books, I read all these forums, I done went on Bigger Pockets, I done read about all these tax strategies. No. Stop. Did you do the first step? Did you get pre-approved to find out your position of where you're at right now? And so many people be like, oh no, man, I'm working on my credit, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. First of all, listen, you've been telling me that for 3-4 years now. It's time to go. It's time to move. Now, many people will say, well, Erica, it's just not the right time. The right time is in your head. That's really the truth. The right time is in your head because many of you have been wrestling with these same numbers. And here's the facts. If you went and got pre-approved today and you could only make $75,000 house. That's all you could qualify for. $75,000 house. That's your budget. That's what you have to work with. Many people be like, but no, I want $100,000 house or $150,000 house. What you have is what you have, and you have to start from there. So many people are like, if I could ideally get $100,000 in credit cards, if I could ideally get $100,000 in bank loans. No, start where you are. Now I put a clip up on Instagram about change, because here's the thing, this guy literally is like trolling Aisha Selden's page, talking about, well, you must have got ahead, or you work with millionaires, or you did this and that, completely ignoring two factors. One is that this person had a single parent mom, went to college, worked her butt off, owns a franchise. I mean, this has been a 22-year journey. This didn't happen overnight for her. There's no magic pill. The second part of that is that's a person trying to make sense of their life. When I look on my comments and I see people say these hateful comments, you know what I realize? That person doesn't hate me. They're trying to make sense of why their life has failed. They're trying to make sense. Well, I don't think Erica's that smart. I don't think Erica's that good looking. I don't think why is she winning and I'm not? Because I made a choice to win. I made a decision. You can go back and see the videos from the boat party. People have known me for years, like, this person is not going to give up. This person's going to get up every day and kick the devil's butt, right? And unfortunately, we have a lot of people, instead of making the decision, I'm going to get up today and know how much debt I have. How much money do I need to invest? Or what's the next step? Okay, I need to get pre-approved and go on down the road. Great, I can do that. They want to make up excuses for why you're winning and they're not. Because it just can't be that they're not as smart. I mean, they're like, no way, there's no way you're smarter than me. And it's not even about being smart. There's a great book called Why is that idiot rich and I'm not? And literally, you know, what you have to understand is some people, if someone comes home every day and reads a book for an hour every day, a year from now, they're just going to know more than you. You know what I mean? They're just going to know more than you. But what's the second factor? Taking action. If they don't take no action, they just read a bunch of books for a year. That's what they did. And people get really like drunk on that. Like, Erica, I've been reading all these books, man. Yeah. And I'll be like, okay, what you gonna do with it? And they look at me like, what? I have to do something? Yeah. Like, that's cool. You read all those books. I'm really glad you educated yourself, because let's be honest, in America, the average person reads less than one book a year. So if someone spent their whole year reading a book, hey, I applaud you. But what's the next step? Because the reading part was the bare minimum. That was just the entry. That was just to get in the door. Now you have to take action. Now, why am I being this way? Because a lot of people have been telling me, you know, when I become a millionaire, when I do this, when I do that, and they're just talking. They're just talking to make themselves feel better. Here's the issue. If you're telling me, well, Erica, my credit's not right, and then I ask you what's the issue, but you can't explain it. Literally, Kendra came on and said you could have a score of 580, but your interest rate would be terrible. You have a score of 620. You can have a score, you know what I mean? And some people are looking for a reason not to step out, because maybe you're afraid, and that's okay. Just acknowledge you're afraid. Because, everybody claims it's money, but I'm like, honey, there's people with less money doing more. Point blank, period. So, again, yeah, him and Han. Oh, I just don't know. I mean, I've talked to people who sit here with I got a 720 credit score. Okay, well, why didn't you go get a pre-approved for a truck? Well, I just don't, I need more information. I need to talk to Pocky. I need to talk to you. I got to ask 12 more truckers. And then when I ask them, then maybe I'll do it. I mean, there's a guy, he's got money. Right now, I know him, he's got money, and he's terrified to take a leap. He said, well, what about these other trucking companies that, they went under and this happened? I said, honey, if you get one truck or two trucks, all you need to worry about is your one or two trucks having a driver and driving down the road and being with a good company. You're not you're not a 20, 40, 50, 60, 70 truck company. You're a guy with one or two trucks. Focus on your one or two trucks being functional. That's it. And see, you guys be out here on the internets all day, listening to people. Well, I got this tax strategy, Erica, that Billy Bob off the internet said from whatever. And I'm like, is Billy Bob an accountant? No. Is Billy Bob a CPA? No. Is Billy Bob any kind of authority? No. Then why are we listening to Billy Bob for this accounting information, this magical tax secrets, right? Because here's what happens. You guys are confused about what millionaires look like. You think they look like basketball players and CIAA parties and rappers and all this other crap. When most of the time, a business owner is a millionaire. Right now, before I met the group of friends I have right now, I knew millionaires. I have literally 8 friends who own their own practices. Whether it's an eye doctor, whether it's a dentist, and people say, well, Erica, they're just a dentist or eye doctor. But they've got multiple practices, multiple offices, and they got a bunch of staff. And people don't want to hear that. That my born friend that's an eye doctor is a millionaire and vacations all the time in Switzerland. Just whenever he wants to. And see, they don't want to hear that because that's boring. I don't want to be no eye doctor. They don't want to hear a friend at church that's a plumber, has over like 20 employees. He ain't did no kind of plumbing in 5 years. He just owns the business. And see, that stuff is not exciting to y'all. You want to hear about Snoop Dogg or somebody else tell you about some tax strategies. Man, get on out of here with that mess. You want to ask little Duval, what's his secret to wealth? Man, that ain't for you. That's not for you. Focus on what's in your sphere of control. The sphere of control you have is getting up. The money you already make from your job you currently have is using that money for a down payment on a property or a down payment on a truck. The other day, somebody got approved for no money down for a truck, and they were like, I thought this was going to be harder. It is as hard as you want to make it, baby. It's what you decide to do. Because some of y'all are just throwing up roadblocks in your own life. Ain't nobody blocking you, you're just blocking yourself. That's why when people say, well, what are all the monies I need, Erica? And what you're trying to say is, what is every single possible scenario that may go wrong with me buying a truck or buying a house that I need to save up for, I need to be on the guard for? You can't do that. I've even heard people say it in relationships. You can't guarantee how a person's going to act 5 years from now. So you can't guarantee how a house or a property or a truck or a business is going to go either. And there's this really, it's blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind that so many of you have all these questions. You don't need any more questions answered. You know what you need? You need some courage. You need some grit. I was going to say something else, but I realized I'm trying to keep it PG. You need to get up out of your seat. If you already took the funding course, there's already, and some people have already sent testimonials, and I will share those, because you're blocking your own way. You're blocking your own way. You have to make a decision. There's a couple that came to the boat party. She already got a rental. And it was a light cosmetic flip. And now she's on the second one. Why? Because they made a decision. We live in Houston. Houston is thriving. Why are we not thriving? And this is the stuff I see every day. You guys ask me questions that I know you already know the answer to. Do you think this is a good idea, Erica? I don't know you. But if you've been researching it with all your heart and all your mind, it's been in 3-4 years researching it, I'm pretty sure you got a good idea if it's going to work. Right? So now what do you need to do? Go get the funding. That's what you need to do. And then you need to figure out how to close on it. I mean, and the other day when someone was naming off all these cities they were interested in, I'm like, stop. Pick one city right in front of you. Research. If you got to find wholesalers, contractors, builders, whoever in that city, get that first property under your belt and keep it moving. Because this is what happens when people realize you're an actual doer, not somebody. Let me make that very clear. When people realize you actually can close on things, close on properties, close on deals, they're more than willing to go out of their way to make sure you hey, I put you on my email list. Hey, I looked out for you. Hey, I'll take 10% off this. Hey, I'll do what I got to do to help you get this closed. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, what happens is you guys get here and you get analysis paralysis. You're overthinking it. You're so, oh, I don't know. 10 years later, you're still talking about something you could have did 10 years ago. I've seen it, y'all. I've been to meetups. I've been to RIA groups where people been going there for 2-3 years. You ask them, have they bought a property yet? Nah, I ain't bought no property yet. I'm just looking for the right deal, you know? I'd be like, nah, I don't know. Because it sounds like you're just in here just to be in the air. Just being in the air ain't gonna cut it, baby. Being in the air ain't gonna cut it. Now you gotta actually step out and do something. Now what you're gonna see happen is, I'm not dependent on the recession. I'm going with the plan I've already have. I'm already working the plan I have. I wrote the plan down and I'm following the plan. And what's going to happen is many of you are like, well, I'm going to wait till after the recession. And you're not going to get qualified by anybody. You're not going to get no loans. You're not going to get a closing. Because what happens every time something major happens, they do a correction. They overcorrect. If y'all don't remember, back in the beginning, they overcorrected. Right? So then, it used to be if you were a breathing loan. Now, they course corrected. Show me all your documents for 3, 4, 5 years. We want to guarantee that you're gonna be a good loan option. And the average person changes jobs every 2 to 3 years. So that's why when I tell people, if you've been at your job 2 years, your credit look decent, you're doing all right, go get pre-approved. Because on average, the average person changes jobs every 3 years. I've got friends who's kept the same jobs for 14 years. And she got approved like that. Of course, she gets credit cards in the mail all the time. And the thing of it is the people who are coming this weekend to Dallas, they're going to get 100%. They're going to get a ton of information. They're going to get a ton of website things they can do, funding. They're going to get stock information from Terry because they're there. They're in the room. They're actually taking the action of actually going to these events. And that's the problem. You know, once you get in the room, and right now, I'm going to tell you right now, the people in Atlanta, the Atlanta mastermind we just did, the next week, old girl bought a truck. Next week, somebody else was looking for a rental. Why? Because they're in a room and they realize, oh, everybody, there's other people here that look just like me, that's in the same spot of life as me, and they're taking action. I can take action. Thank you guys for all the super chats. I appreciate it. I'm trying to keep my eyes on the road. When I stop getting my Chick-fil-A in Waco, though, I'm going to read these comments. I'm going to eat that Chick-fil-A and cut this video off, okay? So, you know, the thing about Texas is whenever it rains, these people act like they ain't never seen water. So they drive slow. So I got to keep my eyes on the road. But that's the big thing I want to get across to you guys. Is I literally have had people for years commenting, emailing me, Erica, what do you think? Writing me all these paragraphs. And I be wanting to say, girl, you know what to do. You know what to do. It's time to move on. Like all this watching free videos for the free 99. You know, will these videos out here, a lot of my videos, will they give you the edge you need to get out there and get some stuff going? For sure. But if you don't take no action on it, then it's like, you know what I usually do? I get the Chick-fil-A grilled chicken wrap with the French fries. One time I asked them, could they put fried chicken strips in there? They're like, man, we cannot do that. I was like, dang. But you can't, you know, you gotta ask. But the thing of it is like, I went to a bank the other day and I was showing them my documents from another bank, and they're like, man, we can give you this right now. You qualify right now. But that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't gone in there. That wouldn't have happened if I hadn't asked. There's a book called Ask More, Get More. It's yellow with black letters. If you go look on Amazon right now, Ask More, Get More. The book is simply saying we under-ask, right? We under-ask. I mean, listen, I'm paraphrasing. We under-ask for promotions and raises and jobs and dates and everything in life. But if you simply will ask more, you will get more, right? Because it's an inner confidence thing. It's an inner, it's you. You know what I mean? I'm trying to describe it in the best way possible. But a lot of you, somebody told you something when you were 10 or 11 years old, and you still acted on it, right? A big reason I tell people to move away from their hometown is because you're seeing yourself through the eyes of somebody else, right? You know, and the big thing, the reason I'm putting out the planner / notebook, because we have a thing in there where we say, how do you see yourself? How do you see yourself in 5 years? Right? And we put that in there because if you don't know, if you have to see how you see yourself, not how your grandma see you, not how your daddy see you, not how your mama see you. How do you see yourself? Because that's the most important thing. Well, I'm just trying to get by. I'm doing a little bit of something. You know, I'm just trying to do a little bit of something, America. And there is no do a little something. Once you make the decision to buy trucks, or you make the decision to buy rental properties, you've already decided you're going a different path. And I think that's what scares some of you, is that you will be different from your family now. You'll be different from your friends. Look at the photos I posted the past year. My life has been nothing but surplus, right? And your friends are going to grow and change regardless. Your friends are going to have babies, get married, grow and change regardless. And guess what? You'll add new people on if you are also what? Growing and changing. I put a thing up where I said, if you move to a new city, you need an event every other day for 3 months. Do you know I got at least 50 messages like, oh, Erica, that's too much, honey. That's, you know, I'm a homebody and, you know, I'm an introvert, or I'm a this, I'm a that. That's just too much, Erica. 3 months of like, for real, 3 months. You telling me you gonna move to a new city and have this new exciting life with new opportunities by just sitting at your brand new apartment and just going to your job? That doesn't make any sense. That's hustling backwards, all the way backwards. When you move to a new city or a new job, but mostly a new city, a new opportunity. You need to do what? Start anew. Now, this is for some of you even in your same town. You ain't left your city. Start anew, because guess what happens? You get comfortable, you get into habits, you just stay on one side of town. I've talked about this before when we were in Chicago with Rashana, when we were in Detroit with Asia. There are people who lived in those cities, paid almost $1,000 to be on tours to do what? See parts of the city they don't even see. Because guess what? We get afraid. Like if we tell our friend, let's drive over to Inglewood and go look at cheap properties or drive for dollars. Oh girl, we ain't going over there. You tell your friend in Detroit, let's drive over there and look for properties we could buy. Oh, I'm not driving over there. I'm here in Austin, Texas. I'll tell people, let's go down to Houston for a weekend. Oh, we ain't doing that. What's in Houston? Houston's ghetto. I've had people tell me that. And I go, are you kidding me? One of the biggest international cities in the world is ghetto? Wow. You know what I mean? So you have to really examine who your friends are. So this is why I keep telling you, none of that's too much. Who do you see yourself as? If you see yourself as, and this is the problem. A lot of people's glasses are fogged up on how they see themselves. They think they're, there's a joke meme where it's like a woman that's skinny sees herself as big or big butt. There's a man who's fat who sees himself with abs. And that it's kind of funny when you see it. But it's like, you don't see yourself clearly. If you think you're going to be a millionaire, balling out of control and do all this stuff, but yet you're scared to even go to a meetup or go do new things, how do you think that's going to happen? That's too much, Erica, man. Every other day for 3 months, that's it. I mean, you might not even do that whole thing, but doing the exercise at least for 2 weeks will shock you. Literally, when I first moved here, I think I went out 5 days a week. 5 days a week. I was having the time of my life for 3 months, and then I was exhausted, but I literally was like, this is amazing, because I came with fresh eyes. Wanting to see opportunities, and that's the problem. A lot of you are sitting here with your same old eyes, your same old group of friends, and you can't see nothing new. Or you tell them you're going to go to some kind of real estate event. Oh, that's a scam, girl. They out there scamming. Or I went to that back in the 80s, and it wasn't nothing but a scam. You have these people who've been doing something the same way for 40 years. And I used to tell people, when I look at somebody and they give me advice on something, now, careful, I'm going to slice this very carefully. Does that person have the results in life that I'm looking for? Now, there's an old Southern saying, eat the meat, spit out the bones. I've said that a couple times on this channel. If I'm saying something to you that, I don't know if that works, Erica. Hey, eat the meat and spit out the bones. But 9 times out of 10, when someone says something to you, you need to look around the room, look at their life, look at what's going on, and look at what they're telling you. Grant Cardone just did a thing. He said, listen to what somebody in there and where they're at in the story of their life, right? If somebody's telling you, oh, don't do this because this, where are they telling you from? Are they telling that from a place of love, fear, scared? I did something bad, so don't you do it. Like, people have this tendency to go, well, it didn't work for me, so, it ain't going to work for you. That's the thing. Gee, I cut everybody off. I mean, this is the thing. This is the best part of what I'm trying to say. I'm not even telling you to go cut a bunch of your family members and friends off. They'll cut themselves off, y'all. They'll cut themselves off. I've literally tell you about the couple from Learn, Hustle, Grow, their YouTube channel here. They were on the Dave Ramsey, and they paid their house off in 9 years. And they were, people were running like, oh, you paid your house off? Oh my God. They traveled to Iceland. They traveled to different places, and people literally stopped talking to them. People that were their best friends. Why? Because people that are your friends and see you changing realize they will have to change. When I got my personal trainer, all my healthy friends, I'm saying it very nicely, were like, girl, why you doing that? I said, because I have to change. Something has to give here. Okay? Something's got to change. So we got to change. And they were like, oh. Same thing with wardrobe. I bought a bunch of dresses and blouses. People are like, well, why are you doing that? Because sometimes things gotta change. Okay? Nothing in life comes without change. Now, the title of this video said, how to become a millionaire in a year. And it's possible. That's so crazy. This guy's on his motorcycle. In the rain, y'all, in Texas. It's ridiculous. But it's literally possible if a person closed on 3 properties in 1 year, and they're not going to be cheap properties. Let's be very clear. If a person does a series of things, they could easily become a millionaire in a year. Now, they might have some debt with that mill, but they would be a mill. Yeah, they know what I'm saying. And the problem is, your thinking's too small. I remember I was sitting in the thing, and the guy said, write down 50 things. There's 2 ways to do this. Now, we're going to do it the way he said it. But write down 50 things that can make you $20,000 this year. Now, many people say $20,000. Why would I even think of something that make me $20,000? Just write down 50 things that'll make you $20,000. Right? Don't mean you're going to chase all of them. But the hypothetical thing is to make you a mill. There's a guy with a t-shirt company right now. He's got 50 different designs. If all those shirts at least sell 20,000, guess what happens? Right? Right? So I mean, flip it over. You know, if you quit church and that made you happy, God bless you, right? And I'm going to say this, and I mean no disrespect. A lot of people go to toxic, ghetto, hood churches, and that is their problem. It's not the church. That's just being honest. I've never in my kid or adult life attended a church that wasn't what we would consider under the Baptist or Independent Baptist organization. Whether I've been in white churches or black churches, they've been under organization. They've had staff, they've had charities, they've had giveaway events. They've been a very quality place. Now, some people's mothers put them in churches that where their mother felt comfortable. So, I mean, at the end of the day, do what you got to do. You ain't been to church to make you happy, because God bless you. I always say, again, right? So again, 50 things that make you 20,000, or 20 things that'll make you 50,000 a year. Now, many people say, well, Erica, that's a really hard exercise, because I'm really having to think. And you really have to think about it, because it depends on you. Some of you are full of ideals. Some of you are full of opportunities. A lot of you think, oh, well, Erica, you're doing so much. And what you got to realize is, everybody talks about $1 million. Like, I need to hit a mill. I need to hit a mill. Not realizing the average person in America makes $37,000. Thank you, Doug, for the $5 from chat. The average person in America makes $30,000, $30,500 some change, right? And then 79% of all Americans make less than $100,000 a year, or less than $80,000 a year. When you realize, by the time you start making $250,000, $400,000, $500,000, you're in a stratosphere of your own. Except if you live in California and New York. I know somebody gonna come with it. I feel it. But I live in California. Okay, yes, I know. California and New York are the exceptions to the rule. You can live in California making $200,000 a year and be struggling. We've all acknowledged that. But for most of you living in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Ohio, if you look up each state, what it takes to be 1%, it'll blow your mind. North Carolina, I think, is 313,000. South Carolina is 280,000. Texas is big. Texas is like 500,000. I think Texas is like 600,000 a year. But the B1%, it's a map. If anybody can pull it up, look it up on your own time. But it's what it takes to be 1% in all 50 states or something like that. And it's the number. I was actually shocked. I'm thinking it's gonna be millions. It's gonna be millions. No, it's really like 300,000, 400,000. All depends on the state. It all depends on the state. And a lot of you, you're turned off by the idea of rentals, and you shouldn't. It's one of the most powerful leverage things on this planet, and people know it. People know it. Now they're marketing it to you like, oh, you don't want to own real estate, honey. You don't want to work that hard. Okay. You can do a good math and look around. So look, Waco, how close are we to Waco? We're getting closer. We're almost to Waco, and I will read your comments. Man, there's 219 people on here. There's 57 likes. Let's hit that like button. And I know most of y'all at work, so thank y'all for peeking on me, on the, putting the little headphones in. I appreciate it. I really do. But how do you get there? It's literally a map. It's literally a map. But those two equations are some of the easiest things I've ever heard. Another one is, the other one I was thinking of sharing with you is, if you live in Texas, if a house is $350,000 and you get 3 of those bad boys, you're at $1 million, right? Now, again, most people say, well, Eric, are we talking about being a millionaire with $1 million in cash in the bank and I'm falling out of control? Or are we talking about $1 million in assets and value and income? It's up to you. It's up to you, but it's possible. Trust me. I'm meeting too many people who traded some stocks, bought some fourplexes, and now they have a whole different life. They've retired. What? Thank you for the $10. This is that leverage employees. It's the easy way. Thank you. I'm trying to work them to that. Like, I feel like when I'm talking to y'all, I'm working you to it. There you go. Florida's $358,000 to be in the 1%. Owning a business. Now, let's just apply what we talked about. A lot of people fight the owning the business thing. They fight the going all in. But a little bit of change won't make it. You're going to do big change. You're going to have to go all in order to get that life you want. The reason we're putting that planner together right now is like, people ask me, what do you do every day? This is where I'm going. This is where I'm heading in 5 years. Bam, bam. These are the 3 tasks I'm gonna do today. If I get these 3 done and nothing else happens, okay. And I remember writing it down and going, I need to sell this to people, because this is how I did it. Point blank, period. I literally, there's a video. Now, if some of y'all are smart and can Google it, there's a video I did where I put up on the whiteboard, 20 different ways that I made money. This is years ago. Okay? 20 different ways. I don't know if it's 3 years ago or 2 years ago, but it's a video where I'm on the whiteboard. Might have been at WeWork. And I wrote it out and I showed y'all a long time ago how I was doing it. And what happens is people don't believe. That's why when you see all these pictures of this past year and we going to all these conferences, going to all these events, doing all these masterminds, going to these different houses, oh, Erica, you just blew up this year. No. I didn't just blow up this year. I blew up years ago. 5 years ago when I was digging in the trenches. North Dakota, 481,000. Why is North Dakota so high? They have a lot of oil millionaires and trucking business companies there, millionaires. So yeah, to be the 1%, you gotta have some of that oil money. And Native American casinos there too. But each state's different. Being the 1% in all those 50 states, y'all have to look them up. It's really good. It's really formative. Because people are sitting here going, well, I want to be a millionaire, and not even realizing it's not. You can be $500,000 and be beating out literally hundreds of people. Now, what gets people caught up is they try to cash out their whole family, trying to throw money around their whole family. You're not gonna be able to do that on that first 2 years. You're gonna have to reinvest that money. But whoever said in the super chat, thank you for business is your fastest way to $1 million, they are correct. There is a girl right now on Instagram, 6-figure chick. I'm not knocking her game. She literally has I think 20 different ebooks, and they're all just talking about the same thing, how to rack up that Instagram money. And I'm like, salute to you. She was suffering cancer 2 years ago, last year, the year before that, and was making $1 million. But this also tells you what? Health is wealth. We need your health. If nothing else, and I've gone to a lot of conferences, and I mean no shade. There are a lot of people in our community and in the black community who are severely overweight, but they're on stage there. They got $1 million, but they don't have their health. And so this was important for me the juicing, the vet, all that stuff you guys see me talking about, the juicing, the personal trainer, all these things come from what? You need your health. Your kids need you. There's a couple, I follow them on Instagram, I can't remember their names on my head, but they were both almost 400 pounds. They both lost 50 pounds each so they could have children. And then they realized, well, shit, we need to lose more than 50 pounds. We need to keep going so that we live a long life for our kids. Right? So, Illinois is 450,000. There you go. It's not a million. You know, people in Chicago think, oh man, Chicago's full of millionaires. 3,000 millionaires left Chicago about the last 5 years. Okay? Right now, if you guys go on BizQuest, any of those websites, there's a lot of people who had a full-time job and a business on there, and they're selling their franchise. Yeah, I'm not knocking her. She's doing her thing. I'm just saying your health is your wealth, though. Your health is your wealth, and you could literally have 20, 30 ebooks, some courses. You could literally teach tutorials. You could literally hire other people. The limits are only in your mind. Oh yeah, you know, state taxes for sure. Tennessee is 300,000. There you go. Okay. So I'm hoping I'm hoping this video is useful to you guys. I'm hoping it's helpful. I hope it's not just me hollering over the rain. But it's just on my heart and on my mind that people keep acting like this is an impossible task. And honestly, you must have cheated. You know, you must have cheated somehow to make this money. You must be a cheater. Instead of literally saying, anybody in the comments, can you put the Dallas meetup in there? Because it's tomorrow, and I think Eventbrite will close that bad boy out tonight. You can't buy any more tickets, I think, after 10 o'clock or something. I'm not sure. If anybody in here has an Eventbrite link to the Dallas meetup, put it in there. It's not free. We do have summer discount tickets. VIP ticket holders, you're going to dinner with me and Terry afterwards, because really that dinner afterwards and that masterminding afterwards is like where it's at. So, but for those of you summer splash tickets, you're going to get all the good information while we all there together. So they've got, if all else failed, I'll put it in the description afterwards. But that's just it, right? Because what happens? We build up people around us, right? Terry, multiple students. Listen, Annette's Worth is the most classic example of a nurse. Took Terry's course, took some of my courses, investing in herself. Now she's retired. She's done. She's done being a nurse. She's retired. She's got rentals. She's got properties. Off of one thing, building and making another thing. Again, probably next year we'll do some kind of interview with Annette, just to show you that it's possible. A lot of you are fighting it because you're sitting here trying to go perfect. Like, let me keep researching, Erica. I got to keep researching all these 500 different techniques. When really the truth of it all is, 9 times out of 10, buy the course, take the action in the course, follow through. You took Kamoy's course, go apply for tech jobs, go use a recruiter to apply for those jobs, fill out your LinkedIn. I mean, these things are like really easy step-by-step things, but if you never take action on it, it can't change for you. If you don't go get a pre-approved for the mortgage, you won't know. Oh yes, Wi-Fi will always be available in the building we're in. Oh, it's expensive to hire people, but even there, when I talk about people, like, that's the whole thing. Like, I've hired 7 people in this past month, and there's a girl or guy, because they're bringing me different people, going to be my executive assistant, because along the way, in order to grow, you're going to need to let that go. That's just is what it is. Where do you go for the courses? In the comment section, Doug has been consistently posting the course link. Thank you, Doug. Thank you all the moderators for posting the links to the courses. They're in the comment section. Roll back up a little bit. They've been posting them consistently. Thank you, Doug. Doug, one of the best award-winning moderators on YouTube. That's right. Your boy Doug is an award-winning moderator on YouTube. And I mean, there, you know, I'm probably going to let Kahari record me do a video about how to become a millionaire in a year, but there are certain steps you can take. But again, it's all the limits are here. They really are. You guys can really do it. It's not this ridiculous, crazy ideal. It's possible. And, you know, the people I've done consulting calls with, like, I'm not airing any of them out, but literally I had a consulting call with somebody who'd been a pharmacist for years, and within us doing our calls, old boy owns over, I think, 7 properties now. Because 9 times out of 10, it's the taking action and the steps follow through. Right? Our friend in Dallas who has the t-shirt you guys see me wear, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, he's got 50 different t-shirt ideals. He's been a pharmacist for 10 years. He started a social media company and the t-shirt company. Now guess what? He retired from being a pharmacist for 10 years. You would just have to buy the VIP ticket. We would because the VIP people get an email, a separate email for information afterwards. So, and we would refund the other ticket. That's all. But again, take advantage of it, you guys. You know, this is about as good as it's going to get every day. I get on Instagram and there's about 50 messages asking me for, I got a quick question, I got a this, I got a that. And 9 times out of 10, like, they've asked, you know, there's a meme, and I'm not cursing, but it says, don't be an asshole, A-S-K-O. Like, just go around asking everybody, asking, instead of, like, doing an internal search, an internal write down, an inventory. Take an inventory of what you have right now. Take an inventory of what's going on in your life and what you have right now. So this video's gone a little long. I'm sorry I didn't make it to the parking lot at Chick-fil-A. I think we're close. I was gonna read your guys' comments. Let me see how close it is. Let me see how close it is. Validation, but it's not even, some of that is not even validation. Some of that is them just running around asking everybody, like, oh, I have this question. Like, you're not a child, you're an adult. There's something wrong with your internal decision making if you have to go ask. Because really, let's be honest, if you're asking for true answers, you ask 1 or 2 people and you get it over with. If you're asking for that attention, you're asking 18, 20 people, right? You know, somebody's got a bad relationship they're in, and then they go ask 20 people, what should we do? What should I do about him? Girl, we done told you. Your mama told you, your grandma told you, your daddy told you, your grandpa told you, your cousin told you. Everybody told you what to do. You just don't want to hear that. Let's just keep it a buck. They've told you what to do. Now, if you guys can hold on for another 10 minutes, I'll go ahead and I'll pull aside when I go get this Chick-fil-A, and I'll answer your questions you put in the chat, because that's part of the show. But I know some of you are at work and you might have to go, so I feel you. But part of why I do this is because I see these, like, caricatures, you know what I mean? Like, where people are like, oh, you know, successful people, they don't know any black people doing it. And it's just such a lie, right? I lived in a military town, and I knew a guy named Mr. Quick. Mr. Quick was this girl's dad. He was a little weird, but he owned 8 properties in this neighborhood. And everybody be like, oh my God, Mr. Quick out here cutting people's grass. No, he wasn't. He was cutting the grass of his rental properties. And if you sat down long enough to hear him tell you about it, you were like, oh wait, he owns this? Like, what? You know, same thing what I tell you about my Korean friends, well, my friends who are military fathers, Korean mothers, they were owning, in the Fayetteville region, they were owning, you know, flea market stores. And they would be in there. Wow, somebody said they got, listen, I need a testimonial from you. They bought the funding course, was approved for $600,000. They need to talk to Kendra ASAP. Congratulations. Congratulations on that. You can always get a consult with Kendra. Okay. There are a lot of people willing to help. A lot of people, when they see you making moves, that's when they offer to help even more. Now, Chris Rock has this great thing. Oh, thank you, Morris. I appreciate that. So Chris Rock has this great thing where he talks about when he was broke down on the side of the road and he's just waving for help, like, help me, help me. Then finally he goes, bump it, I'm just going to start pushing the car. And he starts pushing the car and people come to help him. Why? Because they see somebody in motion. And this is true in every asset of life. If people see you pushing, growing, only a toxic, destructive person tries to stop you from growing. Even in the hood, people tell you countless stories where somebody was a drug dealer or something. They saw you getting ready to cut up. They're like, man, don't do that. Don't follow me. Don't do what I'm doing. Go back on to school. Go and do what you need to do. And you'll hear those stories countless times. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, when people see you in motion, a person in motion stays in motion kind of thing. When people see you doing well and trying to go do something different, 9 times out of time they want to help you. They're like, oh, they're so close, keep going, or what can I do to refer you? I remember I was working 2 jobs and people were like, hey, I got this job over here, we pay $70K a year, you don't have to work all these jobs, girl. I mean, like, they literally were throwing $70 to $80K a year jobs in Austin, Texas at me because they were like, you have such a work ethic. And what you have to learn from that is people will help you if you're helping yourself. I'm not going to do any more videos on getting your personal credit together. I have probably 100 videos on credit. You literally could go back and watch any of them. Any of them. Like, you literally could go to the playlist on credit. There's literally a playlist called Business and Personal Credit. You literally could just go watch that. I don't think credit keeps people back as much as they think it does. Right? Because if you want the smart ass answer is get your 3 accounts and pay them off and be done with it, right? Pay them off for 2 years and watch your credit change. That's the smart alecky answer, right? But I don't want to give you that because you literally can watch. I've done videos in December of last year that was really great on credit. You can go watch any of those. What is the name of your program? Hood Estates is the program I recommend on buying trucks. Hood Estates trucking course that I always put in the links is what I recommend. That is what I started with before I tweaked it a little bit. That's what I'm going to recommend for y'all. I'm almost there, y'all. I'm so surprised at the weather. Texas is one of those places like, well, we're going to be 99 degrees every day. Oh, it's going to be 42 degrees today and raining. What? You guys are going to have to wait. I cannot read your messages right now. But I hope this video is giving you guys some good information, some good motivation for Freedom Friday. Thank you for all the likes. We have 261 people here, 105 likes. I appreciate every single like. I know it's crazy. It literally went from the 90s to 50s. And then it'll go back up tomorrow. And then there's, I think, the Oklahoma versus University of Texas in Dallas, because I was like, why is all the Dallas hotels full? What is going on? And it's because of the Cotton Bowl. No, he's not. I'm not even mixing words. He's just not. No. Only Grant Cardone is Grant Cardone. And to say someone's the black Grant Cardone is like insulting. Right? To say somebody's like the black Dave Ramsey, that's ridiculous. That's silly. A person is a person. Right? He's the Jay Morris. He's the whoever. Thank you, Doug. Doug's posting the links for courses and consults. Just grab them from there. maybe a light jacket, but it'll be back 80s on Sunday. So thank you for flying in. I appreciate it. See there, see there we go. We got one. We always got one. What is this video about? This video is about stop that. That's immediately what happened. The beginning, I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the video. Someone just said, we got the Scientology community behind us. Stop that. What you're trying to do is discredit someone's hard work and efforts and millions of dollars they spent on events, advertising, and building up a brand. Whenever we do that, that's what that is. That's basically trying to say, well, yeah, he's famous, but it's because Scientology's behind him. Yeah, this is happening, but, you know, whenever we do that, that's discrediting ourselves and discrediting that person, and that's disgusting. I'm just gonna be really honest. You know, Grant Cardone's been selling a freaking sales course for 34 years and running a company with hundreds of employees for like 34 years. Literally wrote 4 or 5 books in it when the crash happened. Had 300 or 400 units back then. You know what I mean? Like, stop that. Don't do that. Don't cheapen it. You know what I mean? And when you can't be grateful for someone else's success or acknowledge that they are successful, what you do is you can't receive what you hate. You can't receive what you disrespect. You cannot receive what you do not like. That's why when I'm on here, I'm trying to tell y'all, you have to really do a self-inventory of what's really stopping you. And even if you actually listen to Grant, you actually go to the events, I'm not being a diehard for him or anything like that. What happened in 2010 is he realized that if you don't market, if you don't advertise, you go away. That's just the plain and simple of it. Right? That's just the plain and simple. If you don't advertise, you don't market, you go away. There are somebody right now I've paid products from, and I realize I know more than this person. But because he's advertising better than me, that's where he is, and I acknowledge it, I support it, I go, man, I salute you. I salute you, because that is, I'm gonna listen, pay attention, because what you've done is you've invested in yourself. You invested in ads, you invested in advertising, then you get there. And so I'm just trying to I just want y'all to hear that. Like, you cannot begrudge another person's position if you're not willing to do what they did to do it. If you're not willing to spend, like Grant Cardone lost about, I think they, not only did they lose, but I think they did lose about $10 million on that event in Florida. They were like giving away tickets on Sunday, basically, for almost pennies on the dollar, trying to fill that thing out, which it was a beautiful. And he was even saying, he was like teary-eyed during the event. I know people need to be here, and they're not here. Can someone do me a great favor right now? DM Terry Egioma on Instagram and tell her Erda is live on YouTube. If anybody can do that, you are my best friend today. Message me if you did it. I might have something special for you. So, the power of the subconscious mind, exactly. And also just the guy that was trolling Asia today, Asia Selden, and sitting here going, well, you had some kind of leverage and you made a bit, like, they're sitting there trying to figure out, how did this person win? And it can't be because of their own merits, because what they're trying to do is figure out why they're not winning. And that's the worst. What you're doing is you're doing a destructive thing. You're not building, you're destroying, because you have to destroy them because you can't figure out why you're not winning. That's what that is. It's a very destructive thing. Don't do it. Because it's a road that when you go down that road, now you're taking yourself and your energy and all your focus down that road. Girl, listen, if I could pay a driver to drive me, I would love it. If I could pay someone to drive me around. And honestly, there's a flight that goes from Austin to Dallas, and it's like a 30-minute flight. But think about how long you got to spend in the airport. You got to go through TSA. You got to come up in here. Then you get on the plane for 30 minutes. You get off. Now you got to go. You know what I mean? It's just, to me, it's like, I'd rather drive it. I'd rather drive it than be bothered. which Terry's the opposite. Terry rather not drive. But if anybody told Terry in the DMs on Instagram that I'm on a live, I'd highly appreciate you. Okay, we're about to be. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, thank y'all. If you told her, DM me on Instagram as well. I got something for you. We're coming up here. Oh yeah, buddy. We're in it now. All right, let's see if we can turn off here. Oh, let's focus. Man, thank you for the $10 super chat. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't meet a ton of people in person in Austin, but there are some events that I've met some great people at. But I saw that interview and here's my thoughts on it. One's a marketer, one's a salesman. That's all. People are really acting like, yeah, he got him. He got him. No, he didn't. All he showed us that Grant was a marketer and he's a salesman. That's all. And when you have two people who have very masculine energy in a room together, you're going to get that kind of thing. Does that make sense? I'm trying to make it very clear. When you have two people with masculine energy in a room, bouncing off each other, one's going to be dominant, one's not going to be dominant. That's just laws of nature. That's not even like a thing. If that makes sense. Anybody, if that makes sense, let me know. Right? You got two masculine people talking, bouncing off each other. I think my ideal's better. No, my ideal's better. Well, here's how my ideal's better. Well, dude, I don't even operate in that lane. Do you know what I'm saying? That's like you trying to talk to the Chick-fil-A manager about how to run something. Nah, I'm just in this lane, right? So Grant, years of car salesman, which car salesman stuff can be altered and changed and been made flexible. He really didn't. Listen, now, I will say this. At the end of the day, like, and here's the thing. Here's my problem. Men are really kind of going in on Grant a little too hard. A little too hard. Now, here's why I'm saying this. There is a follow the leader energy that y'all are giving off on this. Now, I've watched this Wolf of Wall Street interview. I've watched it. I thought it was cringeworthy, not gonna lie. But I feel like there's a lot of men giving this, ooh, he's the bigger man, he's the better man energy. I'm gonna follow him now. Okay, well, dude, Wolf of Wall Street, you knew he was a salesman. All he did was pick up the phone and convince people to, he's a salesman. Grant Cardone is what? A marketer, a public speaker. She's saying, come on now. Come on now. And what has it done? It's done nothing but cause controversy and given them both energy and attention. That's all I'm saying. I'm literally stuck at the light. Thank you, Black Heights, for the $10 super chat. Spine doctor, I'm not saying you're hating. What I'm saying is you don't call someone the black whatever. You just don't. You just it cheapens it. It cheapens their work. It cheapens their labor. It cheapens. You're the black good doctor. You're the black this. Like, that's so cheap. We don't run around saying you're the Asian this. You're the Hispanic that. We don't do that. We don't even call nobody the Asian Brad Pitt, the Hispanic Brad Pitt. Only black people like, well, you're the black version of this other good guy. No, they're just in their own standalone. He's Jay Morrison. Either address him as Jay Morrison, the financial whatever, or keep it moving. And we can disagree to agree on that, and that's okay. We don't have to agree on that. You do not have to agree with me. But that just is what it is. It cheapens their title. It cheapens the hard work they put in for years for you to call them outside their name. That's all. Holy moly, it's flooding. Wake up. It's a little bit of floody out here, y'all. Empower the subconscious mind. Do not talk negatively about other people because it draws negativity to yourself. Yes. Thank you, Doug. Making side business in military. You got brothers with side businesses like trucking or real estate while being active duty. Nicholas Parkinson, there is a great guy called Jeff Rose, or you could even follow, he's a white guy with a mustache. I've met him at several events now at this point. Military to Millionaire. Now what they're talking about, both of them, is taking that mainstream money you make and putting it over here, putting it over here, putting it over here, putting it over here, right? Why? What does that do? Most people don't save any of their money. You know, the number one thing I hear from guys like, well, if I was in the service, if I just saved $100 out of all my paychecks, I'd be A, B, and C. Yeah, we hear it all the time. So, yes, you could run a side business while you're in the military because it just depends on your MOS. Some people got MOSs like HR 45 something. I forgot the name of it. They ain't doing nothing. They a glorified secretary. No disrespect. I have an uncle who's and he even says it. I was a glorified secretary. So you got time after work to run a business. Okay? So, you know, I'm not knocking nobody, just saying. There's several, my friend, he is of Epic Entertainment in Austin, Texas. He ran a whole little entertainment company where they go and like do stuff for schools and do stuff for churches. And when he was not at work in the military, there's time. You just have to make the time. We're almost there, you guys. I'm so close to the Chick-fil-A. I'm so close. Got one more light to turn. Waco is terrible traffic today. There's a difference between being rich and wealthy. The 1% are considered wealthy. The numbers that chart percentage should reflect the difference. Yes. See, and here, and also too, don't get lost for the forest with the trees on that. A lot of people, 90% of people won't, 95% honestly, will never make that kind of money a year. So arguing wealthy versus rich when it really you're ahead of 95% of Americans is like, that's like not even important. Thank you, Olga TV, for the $9.99 super chat. Businesses that leverage employees is the easiest way to make $1 million. This is facts. Right now, there's a person who she doesn't outsource because they're not contractors; they're actually her employees. But like literally, all she does is market her business and then makes the employees do the work. She don't ever touch it. Don't never touch it. So you have to figure out how to make that, get that leverage for yourself. I can't drive the truck, so the truck driver's driving for me, right? That's my leverage. I'm about to get in the real estate game in Jacksonville, Florida. All right, there's a ton of people out there doing it. Any moment, any day you want to do it, you can do it. You want to go find wholesalers, you want to go find builders, contractors. I mean, that's the thing about real estate. There's a million ways to get in there, just like businesses. There's a million ways to make money. It's up to you. You have to decide. Again, thank you, Doug, for the $5 super chat earlier. Y'all, this is so crazy. I'm right there. It's like so close. Creating a series of books can help you make $25,000. Exactly. Health, weight, and real talk. Yeah, for sure. Once you change, your frequency change, your aura transforms. They're either posed as repellent and people know, or you're a magnet. Yeah. See, listen, people will eject themselves out of your life, y'all. Point blank period. People will literally eject themselves out of your life. America is the land of great opportunity if you tune in with the environment of successful people. Yes, 89 Dr. Funk. Thank you. Y'all, they've literally tore this road up in Waco. Now, they know football and the Baylor students come in the fall. They could have tore this whole road up in the summer when ain't nobody here. But no, they tearing it up while the students are here. This is so stupid. Somebody said, I had an opportunity to become a realtor at 20, but I was scared to elevate. 15 years later, I invested in real estate and wish I had 15 years head start. I mean, listen, power of now. When was the great time to plant a tree 20 years ago? What's the next time right now? And what I really want you guys to wrap your head around is, look at some of the wealthier people. Look how long they're living. Like, they're living to like 80, 90, 100 years old. You're going to see a lot more people living to be 100 years old. And when you have this mentality that, well, I'm 65, I'm done, I'm retired, I'm gonna sit at home and watch grandchildren, I'm done. Yeah, you're gonna be rudely surprised. You're gonna be very surprised in a couple years when you realize you're not done. You're going to have to keep either working, or this person don't know how to drive. Get y'all. You're gonna have to either keep working. Oh, this is horrible. Oh, what is nice? Lay dumb up in here. Anyway, you're gonna have to either keep working. I hope Chick-fil-A ain't got these children standing out in the rain. That's just too much, Chick-fil-A. Don't do that to the children. You're either gonna have to keep working or keep doing something. Love how country you are. I was country before country was cool. That's a great song. Go look it up. Let me see what else. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Alice Hardy. Thank you for the $5, DeBrass. People don't want to take responsibility for their choices. If you do take responsibility, you can make better decisions, improve your situations. This is true. Oh my God. Is this the drive-thru? Jesus help us. All right, well, I'm going to get in it. I'm going to get on in it. They don't need more info. They're looking for people to calm their fear. Ooh! Let me read that again. Fifi Georgina. They don't need more info. They're looking for people to calm their fear. This is accurate. Miss JPF. Yep, you're so right. They're unhappy with their position in life and take it out on other people who have it together. Knowledge without action is like a car that's never been driven. Anthony Vance, thank you. We got to start somewhere. I've met people, more people with millionaire status in mind. My circle's changing. Congratulations. Let me see what else I got in here. Oh yeah, please don't DM Charm C buyers. It's funny. Let's see what I got. Uh-oh, let me get on up here. Erica has a ton of videos from Credit to Trucks. Those of you that are new to seeing Erica, it helps to take notes on these videos because she's dropping straight knowledge. Thank you, Ramon Johnson. Keep it moving, dude. It really don't stop Grant's bag. I mean, like, literally, Grant's closing on 5 more properties. Wow, this line's moving fast. I'm proud of these Chick-fil-A people. Look at them. I read the Wolf of Wall Street book. Told Terry. Thank y'all for telling Terry. So she can don't call while I'm talking. Erica, we just need facts on these new financial gurus who are legit. That's all. Michael Ward, I'm not American Greed snitch. They ain't paying me enough for snitching. What's your take on the Philadelphia real estate market? I'm not in Philadelphia. Why would you ask me? It's a flipping town. Everybody knows that, but where's a good place to start wholesaling? What do you mean, where's a good place? What's a good city? Or what's a good what? Person information? Go watch the video we have with Cousin Nita on here. Go join Cousin Nita's class. Kevin has an interview with Jordan Belfort. He broke down Grant's business model. He's a real estate guy on YouTube. Kevin... Oh, you talking about Meet Kevin? I've actually met Kevin. You guys actually seen my video with Kevin? I actually have a video with Meet Kevin on this channel. That's why I'm laughing, because a lot of you be saying this stuff and I'm like, I've actually met these people in person. I've actually seen them. Next one. In regards to trucking, if done properly, can the vehicle be financial freedom from the rat race? Yes, Kirkland. But again, Kirkland, just let's do simple math. If each truck you get is going to be $4,000 to $5,000 a month in passive income, if you get 2 or 3 trucks, guess what? Free, right? You're free. They got y'all out here in the rain.
No, my hair is already messed up.
Listen, you guys, do you see these people out here in the rain? I'm live right now. Erica.
What can I serve you to, Erica?
Can I get, the chicken wrap you guys have? The grilled chicken wrap. Can I have that with the combo?
Yeah, of course. And what dressing would you like with it?
Can I get that avocado?
Avocado? Yes, ma'am. And what's the beverage?
The lemonade.
Lemonade? All right. Anything else for you today?
Can I get the 3 chicken strips?
Yeah, of course. Just the entree?
Yeah, just strips.
All right. Anything else for you today?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Any dipping sauces or condiments?
No, other than the avocado ranch stuff. That's fine.
$14.44. The raindrops are all like on the price,
I know.
so it looks all like illuminated and like I don't even know what that says. All right, Erica.
Thank you.
Day.
Guys, they got these kids out here in the rain. This should be against the law. Do you see the real estate game changing to be licensed professionals? The Spence, Illinois made the change. Will other states follow? Oh, honey, yes. Listen, you have a recession that's coming that I think, in my opinion, like we can't time it, but it's going to come so hard that a lot of people are just going to be like, it's the same thing that happened last time. When real estate or times got really hard, people are like, just have it. Just have it. Like, here's the house, take it. I don't want to pay taxes on it. I don't want to get stuck with it. Just get rid of it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to be struck with it. So you're going to come up on those opportunities. And again, when I tell you real estate makes the world go round, I really mean it. I really mean the fact that if you look at people are telling certain groups of people, oh, you should just rent. It's okay to rent. If you look at certain people's families who have poverty or struggled, like right now, my house, my neighbors beside me are Indian, the new house I'm getting built, and they have their sister living there who's watching their kids while she goes to college here in Texas. Now, I already know they're going to have a bunch of cars in front of their house. I ain't even doubt it. I know there's going to be more than her in there. But that's just the power of one person having a house and other family members living in it. I mean, I remember lots of stories of black people, like even our own personal family. When the 80s went bust, we all moved into a Victorian house that our grandma owned. While certain parents went to military, certain parents did this, certain parents did that. I remember when my mom and dad first got divorced, moved there before she married my stepdad a couple years later. Literally. And the power of one person owning a house. You're not moving into your cousin's apartment. You're not moving in your cousin's duplex. The power of owning a house gives that extra level of security and extra savings on money. Right now in North Carolina, where I'm from, people are like, the rents are out of control. I said, well, what's the rents? They're like, it's like $900. It's like $1,300. When I know the same old ass 1980s, 1990 houses that you try to tell people to buy 5-10 years ago, they didn't buy, are only mortgages like $600. But they're renting these same. Thank you.
Erica?
Yes.
There you go. Just follow that blue vehicle. Okay?
I will.
Thank you.
These poor kids are in the rain, y'all. This just makes me sad. But it's coming. But the reason, Chicago is just a tester city. Why is Chicago a tester city? Chicago's a tester city because it's the third city, right? It's after New York. Of course, it's like LA, New York, then Chicago, or they call it the Twin City, right? And so they're testing a lot of things you're seeing there. Same thing for Virginia. Same thing you'll see in Atlanta. You're going to see it all over. Because guess what? Here's why. 2 things. One is certain people don't have any money, right? So they can't buy for the licenses. They can't follow the regular order thing. So they got creative. What's getting creative doing? Wholesaling, all these other ways, contracts. I'm being careful. Third, I met people who've been wholesalers for like 10 plus years, but they don't have any rentals. And they really don't have a lot of business savvy in the way they talk to people. And that's part of why you're seeing this pushback so hard on this, because people have been acting a fool ass out here and cutting up because money's been good. Woo! Hello. You got some strips? You got a chicken salad sandwich? Yep.
Sorry.
He's looking at it like, no, none of this is right.
I have to make sure.
Okay. Just making sure. Thank you. Have a good day. I'm stuck here now. They literally have the traffic. All right, Erica, when are you coming to Detroit? Also, which book of yours do you recommend for someone in a handyman business who wants more leads? Robbie Rob. I'm not off the top of my head. I don't have one. Not one for you. Because I'm coming to Detroit. I got to get out of this little section. This is terrible. I go to Detroit all the time, but don't mean I'm coming there to do any events at all. I'm not coming there to do events. I'm just coming there to handle the business with the properties that are already there. So just want to let you know that part. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let me see what else you got here. All right, we've been on here a freaking hour. Oh wow, we've been on here an hour and 15 minutes. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. I'll go ahead and wrap this up because I want to eat and then get back on the road. Okay, let's see here. I knew it'd be someone out there in the rain. Chick-fil-A is serious about their customer service. Grant is closing on 5 new properties, but wants to tell people it's better to rent than buy. Exactly. How long you been investing and how would you start? Lex, go back and watch the previous videos. That's too long of an answer. Now I have to go to my local chicken and waffle spot. My pleasure, yeah. They did used to call that building character. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. It's been an hour and 60 minutes. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the likes. 255 people in the rain on a Freedom Friday. You guys can do it this weekend. And for those of you coming to the Dallas event, I'm so excited to see you. We're going to have an awesome time.